Hello, stars. Welcome back to Room with Me 23. I am Mandy, and we are going to have an all signs read. So, I am going to pull randomly from 3 different decks. We're going to start with What's the Tea? Move on to Kipper, and then your last card will be a tarot card. Okay, so I hope you can hear me well today. I have just not had the best luck with the microphones. So we are going to see how this works out. All right, so if you didn't watch the video that was posted before this yesterday, our winner of the wishbone drawing was Wendy Wargo. 9478. Wendy Wargo 9478. Wendy, please email me at roamwithme23@gmail.com so we can get your wishbone sent to you. Congratulations! You're a sparkling star, Wendy. Okay, so if you're new here, you are a star. Thank you for being here. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get started here in just a second. I want to tell everybody, please remember that we're all adults here, and you take what resonates with your story and leave the rest for the others that are in your sign, okay? Because this is a collective read for all the collective signs, every sign, and there's lots of you. So be discerning and apply it to your story how it needs to be applied, okay? And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I like to see the channel grow, and it keeps me inspired. If you watch your sign, give it a thumbs up there. There's a thumbs up right there. And hey, if you need to, go ahead and comment. Keep the comments nice. Say, hey, how's it going in Minnesota or wherever you're from? Or you can make simple comments to your how you feel about your reading, as long as they're nice. Otherwise, if you have questions about your read, you're more than welcome to get your very own card read with me. My information is in the description box below, and you can contact me about your very own. I'd love to read for you. All right, stars, that is going to be the end of the intro. And let's get started with Aries. 307. Aries. What is the tea for my Aries? And it flew out. All right, Aries. Look at that. You're a queen rising. Stepping into power. Praised. Coming up in the spotlight. Hey, that's some good stuff. Yeah, she's got a chalice, a gold chalice in her hand. She's got a sword in her other hand. Yep, she's stepping into her power for sure. And thoughts, and someone is thinking really hard about her. They're watching her step into that power too. See that? I almost looks like the exact same person over here that he's looking at as that queen rising over there. Someone is very nostalgic about you, thinking very loving thoughts. This person is definitely attracted or intrigued by the woman in the painting. Maybe they're trying to paint their queen rising that's stuck in their mind. So, they'll always be able to admire them. Let's see what Tarot has to say for my Aries. Give me a card for my Aries. Aries, 2 of them flipped over in the deck, so we're going to take them both. So you got the Three of Wands and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Maybe this was a lack of planning or a false start, you know. Maybe something got started, you know, but they just couldn't be open enough. They couldn't make it grow, because we have the Three of Wands talks about planning and growth and expanding and all that. But when it's followed up by the Ace of Wands in reverse there, it's kind of telling me that, you know, there was lack of planning. There was lack of growth and expansion in this. But there was definitely passion for each other, you know? So maybe somebody is remembering you. They're very attracted still to you. They are pining almost, you know, because these are wands, these are actions, and they're sitting here watching, kind of, you know, for looking for their ships to come in. But with that Ace of Wands in reverse, I feel like that this person here is just like missing their queen rising. They're watching you rise. They remember you in this soft way, and now you are a rising queen, you know? It's like I said, they're just pining over the love that you guys had. Oh my goodness. I definitely, this is definitely somebody from your past, Aries. Wow. What a hot and steamy way to get started. Okay. Well, Aries, that's what I got for you. Let's move on to Taurus. So, all right. Hello, Taurus. How are you doing? Let's get a card pulled for our bulls, right? How are things going for my bulls? Love triangle, third party, multiple lovers and choices. Wow. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Somebody's got multiple choices, you know, or we'll see what Kipper has to say. Message. Taurus. Is somebody contacting you about a third party? Are you finding out maybe that someone might be out living it up with someone else? Or are you just getting messages about one of your choices that maybe you should walk away? I don't know. We'll see. But it's a love triangle, and you're getting information about it. Oh, there's your tarot card. The Star in reverse. This is going to be a disappointing message too. Taurus, it looks like you have somebody who has multiple choices, and you may hear about another choice that maybe someone's, you know, messing around. It's a disappointing message. You know, it's not very good there. That doesn't seem very good. The Star in reverse talks about unfulfilled hopes. So you really loved this person, you know, and you had lots, this has caused lots of doubt and despair on where you're going in this relationship. This message has. It's definitely upset your energy, and definitely upset whatever relationship that you have had here. All right. Well, that's the message for my Taurus, my bulls there, okay? So let's move on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Let's see what we have for our Gemini tonight. What's the tea for Gemini this evening? Karmic friends. Friends you can't fully trust either. You know, I mean, there's a lot of tension around these friends. Secrets, competition, you know. One of those things where you want to keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Definitely. Okay, let's see what Kipper has to say about what's the tea here with these karmic friends. Give me a card for Gemini. You got 2, Kipper. They flew out too. So we're going to take them. Sometimes we get an extra. Looks like you're going to need one. So, oh man, and these karmic friends are a lot of work, and you're ready to just put an end to it. Okay? Something's dead, done, and over with. You are done putting all the work in with these karmic friends. And it looks like you're just like, I am not trusting them. I don't want nothing to do with them. I'm going to just, it's too much work. I'm just cutting them off. Or you don't, you know, you're keeping your head down and you're keeping your eye on them too. This is what could it mean too. By you're keeping your head down in your work, keeping your eye on your enemies, you know, because you're trying to put an end to it. So if you figure if you just keep your head down and do your work and, you know, everything, that they'll eventually go away. They'll lose interest and leave you alone, right? I think that either or on that, I feel like. Let's see what Tarot has to say. Give me a card for my Gemini tonight. Ooh, 6 of Swords in the reversed. So yeah, I mean, it's like I said, these are troubled waters, okay? So you're really just trying to like, go away. I don't want this karmic relationship, but I've got my eyes on you. But I'm trying to put an end to it. So the six of Swords in reverse talks about unaccepted offers. Could be friendship too, you know. It doesn't. I mean, maybe it was somebody who wanted to be romantic. So you know, and you didn't want to be romantic with them. So then it turned into something karmic because there was so much tension in between you guys, you know. And you're just like, I'm just gonna do what I gotta do, and this is gonna go away. This is gonna end. So you know, so unaccepted offers. You know, you don't want nothing to do with it. You absolutely have that apathetic feeling like I do not give a rat's ass. Okay? So, that's what I got for you guys. Gemini, how about that? All right, we are going to move on to Cancer. All right. Let's see what we have for Cancer. We're going to start with what's the tea. See what's the tea. Oh, it flew out of there. Running. Someone's a runner. Man. Running. Could be a runner chaser dynamic. So you're definitely dealing with a runner. Somebody's running. Let's see what Kipper has to say. Mature man. It shows a female running. Could be a mature man that she's running from. Just energy here. Doesn't have to be male or female. Like I said, apply it to where it needs to be. But someone is running here. And they're running from being either because they don't want to be mature, Like they're not ready to grow up. Not ready to commit. Not ready to do the mature things. And Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups talks about being open and ready to receive. She's healing and nurturing and stuff. And she's really compassionate, calm, you know, receptive. Kind of like this man here. This mature man. Very calm and collective. See, he's kind of just sitting there like, yeah, okay. So she's stable and complete and has strong foundations. And I do believe that this man here is the exact same. So why is there running from this? This shows a very good couple here. This mature man and the Queen of Cups here. But yeah, we got this runner here. Are you or your other person thinking of hopping, skipping, you know? Or, again, like I said, we could take this another way. You could very well be this Queen of Cups here, Cancer. You are, you know, receptive and compassionate and, you know, full of love, stable here. And this man, or this male energy, is just not mature. And they're a runner. I mean, it shows a gray-haired man. It happens all the time, though, too, you know, these days. You know, they grow up and then grow old and never grow and never mature in that sense. Okay, so you just might be dealing with somebody who's just immature when it comes to love. But you're sitting here ready and waiting for somebody to grow up or get it together or something. Maybe you're just not chasing. Maybe you're just like, I am who I am. I am stable. I'll be here. And this person's just going to have to run around the world a few times maybe to get with it. Who knows? Maybe they never will. Maybe it could be Peter Pan syndrome. All right. That's what I have for you, Cancer. Let's move on to Leo. Okay. Hello. How are my lions? How is the Leo collective? Let's see what's the tea for my Leos. There it is. Uninterested. Apathetic. Uninterested, I feel like. Someone just don't want anything to do with it. Somebody's walked away. Almost like maybe it could also maybe not be just apathy. It could be more like the Eight of Cups too, where, you know, you've built on this, you've tried, but you're gonna, all the work and love and heart, blood, sweat, and tears that you put into those cups, you're just gonna walk away from them. So somebody's definitely uninterested. Let's see, Lions, my Leo collective, what Kipper has to go along with what's the tea. Bad health. Man, okay. I feel like it does show physical health. This man is absolutely laying in a hospital bed and a nurse is kind of going over his chart with him, but he's alive for sure. But this one right here has his head down. So I almost feel like maybe it's put this person in a bad headspace. Somebody's in a bad headspace over this lost love, over whoever walked away here, or having to walk away even. Let's see what Tarot has to say. What we got for the Lions tonight? Ten of Cups in reverse. Yep. Man, so disappointed over this. Just feels like a waste. That's exactly what it feels like when you're walking away from those Eight of Cups too. You know, there's been arguments and no togetherness. All right. So this is what we got for you, Leo. Yeah. What a rough break there, you know? This is really on somebody's mind. It's putting them in a bad health situation. You know, they just look. This poor guy here is looking down, watching his girl walk away, just heartbroken. It's put him in such bad health because he knows that he's not getting those 10 of Cups. Look, it's in reverse. Argument. What a waste. Oh, the time that you put in on the relationships and, you know. Yep. Okay, well, that's what I have for my Leo. Let's move on to Virgo. Hello, Virgo. Let's see what's the tea for you. Okay. Virgo, what's going on? A romantic love affair. Ooh, it talks about having that sex fix or that secret lover. Yeah. Okay, so a romantic love affair. Tell me more with Kipper here. Wealthy man. Okay, so maybe there's a romantic love affair with a wealthy man. Maybe you're the wealthy man having the romantic love affair. But it is hot and steamy there. Look at them. I mean, they look like they're so entranced by each other. They're just right in each other's space. Lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey. Okay, let's see what tarot has to say about this romantic love affair with this wealthy man. It is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this is a love affair for sure. This talks about being moody or foolish and undecided. So it looks like there might be a third party. This is what this feels like because this also talks about being jealous. So maybe someone catches on to this romantic love affair. I feel like this Queen of Pentacles here in reverse finds out that there's an affair going on. And that wealthy man smack dab in the middle of all of that drama and everything else that's going to come of it. When you got a jealous queen on your hands there. Virgo. All right, so just take another look at it. Make sure that's what I'm for sure not seeing any other scenarios. But yeah, that's it. That Queen of Pentacles, maybe she's the one who initiated. Oh, wait. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse is also a materialistic person. She may have had her eyes on this wealthy man and thought, I'm just going to hop in there. All right. That's what I have for you guys. On to Libra. Libra. Let's see. What's the tea? What's the tea for my Libra collective this evening? Fake smiles. Wow. Smiling in your face, talking behind your back, more than likely, is what that... Or, you know, just trying to stay happy and smiling. Maybe that person is masking something as well. But we'll find out. Sunshine and butterflies, but dying on the inside. That's what I just felt. Sunshine and butterflies, but dying on the inside. That's what they're showing on the outside. Okay, let's see what Kipper has to say. What does Kipper have for my Libra collective? Occupation. Someone's hard at work there with them fake smiles. Maybe somebody is in the acting business. Maybe that could also be something here, because we've got the occupation right next to it. Maybe somebody's an actor. Or, you know, or something where a model, maybe even. Just something where they're in the public eye. They have to learn how to turn it on and turn it off at the same time. And that's their job. Okay? Or it could have been the first, too, you know. Maybe they're just trying to keep it together, you know. Sunshine and butterflies on the outside, but dying on the inside. Just so they can get through their work days, you know, even. Let's see what tarot has to say for my Libras. The Star in reverse. Yeah. Okay. So I'm leaning more towards the sunshine and butterflies on the outside and dying on the inside, because that Star in reverse talks about unfulfilled hopes, okay? Being disappointed, having despair. So it's really hard work for this person to show up every single day, is what I'm getting. Okay? In a mental way. But to show up every day physically to present to the world. Okay? Wow. That's somebody you know in your energy, Libras. And if it's you, I wish you the best. And, you know, yeah, I really feel like it's somebody in your energy, though. Somebody you know. All right, on to Scorpio. Scorpions, how you been? Okay, let's find out what's the tea for my Scorpio collective this evening. What's the tea for my Scorpions this evening? Creeping. Somebody's watching at night. Ooh. Somebody's got their eye on you. You see that, Scorpio? Wow, okay. Give me a kipper for this creeping card. Privileged lady. Someone's watching you because you have got it going on. You are a privileged lady. Whether you're a man or a woman, that energy, that's top-notch energy right there. Look, you're pleasing to the eye. You know, you're well dressed. You're relaxed. You know, you have that amazing presence about you when you walk down the street, when you walk into the room, whatever it might be. That's why they're watching. Okay, let's pull a tarot card for my Scorpions. Wow. Watching, hiding, because I don't know, maybe they just don't know when, maybe they don't feel like they compare or something, but let's see. Ooh, strength. You're strong too. That's that confidence. Didn't I just say you got... So strength just followed that up. How about that? Heck yeah. I'm sticking with it. That's my story and I'm sticking to it, right? Yeah, they're watching you because you're just amazing. You have a presence about you. Your confidence. You glow with this inner power that you have, you know? You have passion and resilience. They're watching you because you're everything that they want, I feel like. It's almost as if, you know, they're trying to get the courage, maybe, even, to approach. But they see you in all your dazzling self that you are. Wow, that's what I have for my Scorpions. Ooh, on to Sagittarius. So, Sag. Let's see what's the tea has for my Sagittarius collective this evening. All right. I'll give these a good shuffle. Oh, what's the tea for Sag this evening? Moving. Somebody's moving. Moving on, moving up, moving out. I don't know, but they're moving. Let's see what Kipper has to say. Elaborate on the moving. Tell me more about this moving on, moving in, moving out, moving up. They could be moving in too. Okay, Sag. Concern. There's concern about this. Somebody's thinking hard about it. Like, is this a good decision? What am I doing? Okay. Here we are so far. Someone's really contemplating this move. They're thinking really hard about their next move. Sun in reverse because they are unhappy with what's going on. No wonder the concern on this man's face, because so somebody's probably, like I said, somebody's moving up, moving out, moving on. And there's a lot of concern about this move or why it's going on because of this unhappiness. It's caused a lot of unhappiness. Or there's a lot of unhappiness, so this person is moving on. You know, there's been too much negativity. Now, you know, they're moving on and moving because they need to reflect. There needs to be time for reflection because this was a failure. Whatever this was a failure. All right. Wow. So that's what I had for you, Sag. Moving on to Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. What do we have for you guys? Let's see what we have for the Capricorn Collective this evening. Ooh, almost. What's the tea for my Capricorn this evening? Into you. Good chemistry there. When somebody's into you, oh yeah. Good vibes, that positivity. Look at that snuggling. Totally into you, right? All right, let's see what kind of message Kipper has for you. Into you, Capricorn. Heck yeah. Positive vibes for sure for you. Official person. Yeah. They want to make you that official person, or you want to make them that official person. That's for sure. Or you know what? Into you. Good chemistry? Yeah. You guys are totally each other's official person. Let's see what Tarot has to say about all that. That's good stuff, Capricorn. All right. Hangman in reverse. Man. Can't make up their mind though. It's kind of like there's an indecision somewhere here, or maybe something has to be sacrificed for this to become official. Ooh. So you guys are totally into each other, okay? The vibes are great and everything. You guys want to make this official, but that leap almost, you know, like what are we going to sacrifice to have to be with someone? Maybe this is two single people who are just finding love for the first time and they're or something, but they're worried and, you know, frustrated about how to make this work. It says frustrated action, failure to give of oneself. Totally into each other, but how do you fit someone else in? Lack of sacrifice. Well, I think you'll figure it out. I really think that as much as these two look like they're into each other and want to make it official, I really think that you guys will work on turning that hanged man in the upright so you can see each other's points of view. All right? But for right now, it looks like there's just a little bit of indecision there. All right, well, that's what I have for my Capricorns. Let's move on to Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. Where are my water bearers? Let's see what's the tea for my Aquarians this evening. All right. What's the tea for Aquarius this evening? groupie. Little bit of a crowd going on there. Okay, Aquarius. Let's see what Kipper has to say about that groupie card. Could just be a group of friends hanging out, going to hang out. Or it could be more like the, three or more is a crowd thing. We'll see. All right. Well, there it is. False person. There's a false person in this group. Someone wearing a mask, not being their true selves, hiding behind maybe their friends. Like, oh, yay, 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 and trying to put themselves out there or something. But somebody in that group is definitely hiding who they are. Bet you couldn't pick them out of the crowd, right? Okay. All right, Aquarians. Let's see what Tarot has to say. What are they hiding? So they are definitely doing a good job at blending in. Ooh, Five of Pentacles. They're hiding the fact that they are recovering from just like hardship and, and poverty and everything else. All right. I heard keeping up with the Joneses. So someone is hiding the fact that they are broke. That they're just, they're just now getting back on their feet after a severe, toil. They're determined. They could require some assistance. Maybe they're just very loved and hiding this fact. They could use a gift. All right, so that turned a little different. I don't think so much now somebody is hiding who they are per se as much as they're hiding their financial status at the moment. But they are coming out of that. So they are recovering from it. So that's good, right? And it could be that they're recovering from it with assistance from their friends. And, okay? Helping the friend get back on track, So that's what this hiding here is all about. That masked person or hiding behind the fan there. All right, so that's what I have for you, Aquarius. On to Pisces. All right, Pisces. Let's find out what's the tea for the Pisces collective this evening. Hope my Pisces are doing good out there. There it is. Into you. How about that? Flipped out there. Had to come out too. All right, that's a good card. Positive vibes, man. Somebody's really loving ya. Or you're loving somebody. Look at that. They are just wrapped up in each other's arms, cuddling all nice and warm there. Couple cuddle bears there. Oh, let's see what Kipper has to say about Into You for my Pisces collective. Child. Okay, so maybe this is feeling safe and warm and very how we kind of feel. Maybe it's an innocence, a very safe and warm innocence there. See how she's holding her bunny rabbit, and the Into You, that man is holding that little girl or that woman just about the exact same way that little girl's holding that bunny rabbit. that is that innocence, that warmth, that you know. So I feel like this is maybe a very connected, maybe even first love kind of feeling between you guys. You guys have such good chemistry and positivity towards each other there in that. Wow, let's see what tarot has to say. Well, you got two. They came out, so let's see what they are. Ace of Wands in reverse and the Four of Swords to follow that up. So there's been some delays, maybe some misunderstandings here, but regardless, there is abundance. Okay, so I feel like I'm gonna stick with that. This is a young, like first time love feeling with each other, because you know, the misunderstandings and the delays come with that younger, immature love, right? Not to say that this is bad love at all. It's just that it feels like they're both learning, I guess, is all I could say. So there's going to be misunderstandings, but there's definitely healthy reflection onto the misunderstandings. There's definitely abundance within, so growth within that, and it's going to make it a lot easier and rested assured when this works this way. This looks like a really great communicative and connected relationship here. So that is wonderful, Pisces. That's what I have for you. All right. Thank you for joining this evening. And if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. Until next time, bye.